be the third one that I built out of all of them. This one is actually, I got in a package deal. A guy was selling his uncle's go-karts, and he had a bunch of them in his garage, and this was one of them. I remember I had to message him twice because he was saying there's some guy coming and looking at him, and he would let me know, and he ended up not letting me know back. So I messaged the guy back on Facebook Marketplace and was asking about it, and he's like, yeah, there's some of them still here, come check them out. So this one was one of them. One of the other ones I'll feature in a later video. Matter of fact, after this one, because I did this one first and I did the other one next. So this one has the same kind of frame as a Manco Express, American Express, but it's actually not. I can't remember the name of it. The reason being it's not is because the engine on a Manco Express, American Express, or a Dingo, or even a Red Fox, which they all have the same similar frame, their engines are in the middle right there. This one is off to the side, and this one had its own designation for its name. I don't remember, but like I said, I messaged the guy. I got it, this one and another one, and they were just, this one was just a frame. It had like two little front wheels on it that were flat. It had probably like the original rims on it. One of them was broke. And I think the other one wasn't there or something. I have pictures. So built this one. It started out with the original engine was still on. I take that back. So it did have an engine, which was good about this one. That's one reason why I like this one, because it had an engine. It had a 196 on it, and that 196 I ended up getting running. And when I got it running, the carburetor needed to have the idle jet cleaned out, and then it ran off of the choke, because originally it only wanted to run with the choke on because it was getting wasn't getting enough fuel. So cleaned out that idle jet, and it ran good. It smoked originally because I think it smoked because I had the engine, I had the whole thing sitting up against the house. Smoked for a little bit, got rid of the oil, anything, got that engine running. So I left that engine on there, and the clutch that was on the motor was stuck on the crankshaft. So eventually I ended up getting it unstuck, got it out, and used it for a while. Then that engine was on here. Then once I got done with the clutch, I wanted to try a torque converter, which this is the first time I ever used a torque converter. Excuse me, can't talk. With the torque converter, this is my first time trying it. I wanted to try it, and after using that, I absolutely loved it on that engine. And it just, the torque converter has stayed on this go-kart ever since. And that sprocket that's on there on the axle, I believe it was a 55. I believe it was a 55 tooth, and then on the converter, I believe it's a 12 tooth. I'm not sure. It's stock, whatever the torque converter comes with, it has it on there. I didn't change it or anything like that. That's a totally stock. I didn't mess with the spring inside of the driver. There's nothing done inside of here. All of it's completely and totally untouched. The engine that's on here now is a Hemi Predator 212. I took the 196 off because 196 decided to stop after, what did I do? I think I messed it up. I remember I had to change the side cover gasket on that engine because it was leaking oil, and somehow I think maybe I messed up the timing, even though I've gone back and looked at the video, because the cam on the inside of that engine was out of timing. So when the dots that are inside on the crankshaft and on the cam, they weren't lined up, and eventually I figured that out when it was on another go-kart of mine. and then after that, that engine has been running really, really good. So this one, I put this 212 on here because of that engine not running. I was like, I wanted to run, so bought this engine new. And the only thing that I've done to that engine is a stage 1 kit, which is the air filter. It's got a bigger jet in the carburetor, and it's got the header pipe. Other than that, the engine is completely stock, like a little lot of mine. Yeah, the wheels and tires, if you've seen my other video talking about my black go-kart, which is right there, these tires were originally for the front wheels on that go-kart, but they're clearly too skinny, so I ended up having these wheels, which were part of a deal I got. I put those tires on those wheels and they fit perfect. And then these wheels I had to get new back tires, so it has different back to new back tires. Yeah, I cleaned it up. This one I didn't just kind of get running and driving. I took it all apart. I stripped it down. I had to move the engine plate back, even originally before I swapped on this engine, because of the gas tank. The gas tank was hitting on the seat. So to get it far enough forward to be able to get the chain tension right, I had to cut the mount off and then re-weld it on just to move it back a little bit, to get it to fit and work right. The axles, all this stuff. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this one. It's not too complicated. It's got a regular band brake, which works good. It with, like I say, other than having the torque converter on there, it has a stage 1. I think I got a top speed out of this one of 44 miles per hour, and I really think it's because of this, allowing the engine to work more efficiently and using the torque to kind of get it up and going and keep it going. So it got up to 44, and it gets up there good. It has good acceleration, got a decent kind of top end. Going around corners with the skinnier tires up front, it doesn't handle all that well, and for whatever reason this one feels a lot tighter when you sit on it, but it's not to where you can't ride it. It's a good kart. I definitely like this one. The color blue, which it's been, I've been driving in mine. I drive, they got scratches and all kind of stuff on them. They're not just sitting around. Like I said, I drive them, I enjoy them. I had other people drive them, enjoy them, and said how fast it is, and yeah. So other than that, it's not really too much else to it. It's just a simple go-kart. Like I say, this is the third one I built. I didn't do anything crazy on this one. This one doesn't have any lights or any kind of electronics or anything like that. I kept this one real simple. And one thing I didn't know, which people really, really liked and commented on, is how low it is. Because when it sits really low. And it gives it a really, really good, aggressive stance. But I didn't even know that when I bought it, these spindles, these should actually be swapped. So this one should be on that side, that one should be on this side to raise it up, because with the right here where the spindle is, if you swap them and have this down here, it raises it up. So I left it like it was when I bought it, and it gave it that real low aggressive look to it. And then I added this on, which is just a part of like all that package deal with these wheels, everything I got from a long time ago. I had all these front plastic pieces. I added that one on there, and it went well with it, and it looks good. It's just real basic, simple. Put the engine on there, chain, sprocket, got brakes. It runs good. It runs real good.